What's going on, everybody? This is the Control Chaos Show, episode 81. I am Cash Walking here with Jamel the Man Farmer.
What up? What up?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we are back in the saddle. Got a great show for y'all today. Jamel, what's been going on? Let's get the pleasantries out of the way.
Everything, man. Just traveling, just everything. Working.
Right? We be yo, you and me both, yo, working, traveling. Shout out to Mook. We out there for the bachelor party for our guy Mook. Yeah, bro. I'm glad you didn't come because you would have been disappointed in us. We had too much fun. We were drinking at 9 o'clock in the morning and stuff. You would have been like, oh, y'all some heathens. Y'all some heathens. You would have been like, yo, what's wrong with y'all?
Beers make you alcoholic.
Yo, we had Mook one day he was slumped for like 11 hours, bro. He was in bed. He was at Shamori went in there. Y'all was right behind Shamori, went in there trying to wake him up. Mook was like, yo, don't touch me, don't touch me. He was hurting, yo. He was feeling it. But yeah, man, that was a good time out there, Arizona, yo. We got to do a lot of things, see a lot of things, party with Danny Green out there.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, yo, it was a good time. The day we were supposed to go to the Grand Canyon, everybody was shot, but they went the next day. I was gone already. I flew out on that Sunday. That Sunday morning, we were supposed to go up there and then come back.
Yeah.
And then I was gonna fly out late that night. Our flight, we was gonna take a red eye back, but we were dead all day. I was like, "Yep, I can't do it," because we would have needed to get up at like 4 in the morning, and not even go to sleep until 5 in the morning.
Not doing too much.
That was a good night, man. That Saturday night was a good night. Yo, you got to party sometime, man. You gotta live. You gotta live a little.
You're right, and I have a blast doing it the way I do it.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. I had a
I
blast.
remember it.
I had a blast. I remember it all. Trust me.
Good.
The nights that you remember are the ones you should forget. That's oh man. But yeah, yo, let's get off into it. Let's get to express yourself. Express yourself. Uh Listen, I want to talk about Sha'Carri Richardson. This has been a hot topic in the world of sports specifically, but really all throughout the world. You got for those unfamiliar with the situation, Sha'Carri Richardson is a now world record holding after her Olympic trial run in Oregon. She's a world record holding a 100-meter Olympic runner. She didn't get her chances. She's only 19. She was going to get her opportunity. Excuse me, 21. I'm sorry. And she was going to get her opportunity after being a star in college to run in the Olympics, but she tested positive for THC. The USDA, the IOC, that's the United States Drug Administration and the International Olympic Committee. They then gave her a 30-day suspension, to which it fell where she would have missed the first round of the 100 meters. If after the 30 days, if the U.S. track team would have let her on the team, she would have been able to run in a 4x1, but they didn't put her on that team, so she's all out, missing the Olympics this year. This girl is a superstar, a stud, everything. Jamel, we're talking about weed, yo. Now, let me just give you the stats, all right? Because everybody has how they feel about it. Let me just give you a couple of the stats. Connecticut just joined the recreational legal cannabis states. That makes 20, including our 20 plus Washington D.C. Right? Are legal.
A certain amount. Let's put that in perspective, because
no, it's certain. We're not even talking about amounts. If I was smoking a joint in the middle of the streets, they couldn't say anything to me. That's what I'm talking about. Recreationally.
That's fine, but we got to put up, because people think when you say legal, oh, I could have one blunt in my mouth and have 200 more.
No. Oh, you in theory you could. It just depends on how much they weigh.
Yeah.
You're up to have you can have up to an amount. You can grow up to an amount. All those things, right? There are restrictions. There's checks and balances in place. Everything like that, right? So Sha'Carri was training. She's a Nike athlete. She was training in Oregon, the first recreational legal state. One of the first with Colorado. She was training there. Her mother, who had just passed away. Her mother, everybody knows, she ran into her mother's arms after she broke this record and everything. Her mother was ailing, sick, and then she since passed in between the time where she ran on this trial and where she got drug tested. From my understanding of everything that's happened, the events that have taken place.
And it was her mother, not her grandmother.
Or excuse me, was it her? I think it was her mother.
I'm not.
Or excuse me, her grandmother. Sorry. but her grandmother like raised her.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and she was very close to her. No matter what we're saying, this was trauma to this young girl. And she chose to deal with it in a way. She wanted to smoke. It's a natural way for her. Instead of taking pain pills, instead of drinking herself to freaking sleep every night, instead of doing all. Hold on. Let me just finish it.
I just have to disagree. We can't say it's a natural way, but go ahead.
It's not. It grows from the ground, don't it?
So does cocaine, but go ahead.
Cocaine, you have to process. You don't have to
You have to
process.
you have to process marijuana as
You
well.
cut the. You cut. Yeah, but if you cut it off a bush and you
Have,
smoke it.
listen.
You about to tell me how about the process? Like I haven't processed myself.
Listen. I'm just saying. Today, just like cocaine, there's a process. There's a process for marijuana as well. But go ahead.
Yeah, you put it in the ground and you water it.
It's not all the way organic, but go ahead.
You put it in the ground and you water it.
And you do a whole bunch of other stuff too. But go ahead.
Yeah, you spray it for pesticides and make sure bugs don't eat all of this shit like that. But none of that stuff is like harmful to your body. They make sure that, because if it's harmful to your body, it'll be harmful to the plant. But again, she chose to go about this in the least harmful way that she knows how. And to her body, she obviously still cares. She acknowledged that she knew the rules. Everything, the rules are rules. My point and what I'm expressing myself about today is not that, all right, I think they should change the rules for this girl, for the situation. I think that the rules should have been changed a long time ago, because it's becoming lighter everywhere else. It's legal in the place that she trains. She wasn't breaking any laws. The only rules she broke are these antiquated rules. Like, the looser it gets throughout the society, I feel like these other branches, these other organizations, they should loosen up on it too. Even the NFL has loosened their reins on marijuana use. So is the NBA. The NBA doesn't even test for it anymore. The NFL, they don't punish you for it anymore. All these things, it just they have, these are antiquated rules. It's something that now we have 50 plus years of study, of trials, of all these things that go, independent studies, not by the government and stuff like that. The only reason it's not federally legal is because the government won't do this. They won't take all these years and all this research and all these studies. They won't take it and apply it, even though it's all proven over 100 times. It's just frustrating that we all as fans are going to lose this opportunity to watch her compete at the highest level. It sucks even more for her that she's now going to lose this opportunity. You know that the Olympics only come every 4 years. So now we're talking about, she's 25. She's a woman. We don't know what her body is going to change like over that time. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these things, she might not be what she is right now then. So we really got robbed of a real opportunity to see this girl perform at the highest level and go up against some of the other fastest runners, specifically the girl from Jamaica, what's her name, Shelly Price. Or it's really, really frustrating. That's what I wanted to express myself about. I think it's an antiquated rule. It's an old law. The IOC needs to change it. And the USDA even expressed that, like everybody's chimed in on this too, right? The US Anti-Doping Agency, right? They even chimed in and they said as much as this. This is a quote. This is a quote from the USDA. They said it was a heartbreaking decision, and rules concerning marijuana must change. That's a quote from the USDA. And then they said, although that it stinks, they are required to enforce the rules. And I understand that. They said the agency said they have fought for more flexible and fair rules in regards to marijuana, but it's not only up to them. And it says, and among athletes in the past, and that they will continue to advocate for a change moving forward. So it looks like now this is the one to hit, right? There's people talking about bans in the Black community of not watching, of boycotting the Olympics and not watching it because of this. AOC even chimed in on this, and another representative, JB Raskin, they commented on this just a few days ago, and AOC said the IOC should reconsider its suspension to Ms. Richardson and any athletes penalized for cannabis use. And she also said the criminalization of banning cannabis is an instrument of racist and colonial policy. That's heavy. She always brings the heat when she she brings the heat. When if AOC makes a comment, you gotta know about it.
Mm-hmm.
She's but yeah, man, that's just like it's just frustrating to me, because I'm sitting in a state right now doing a show that's legal. She was training in a state, and it was the part I really wanted to chime in with you with was the trauma aspect of it. Like, I know you're a huge advocate of like dealing with it another way. Like, substances is
Yeah,
not the
yeah,
way you choose to
yeah,
handle your trauma. And Lord knows that you've been through enough of it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But that's not the route you choose to take. However, like, considering, like, all that you're freaking 12-time graduate, you got a damn doctorate for heaven's sake or whatever. Are you working on it or so? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
in your clinical mind,
Yeah.
if a person came to you and they were like, I'm training at the highest level, I'm really going through something right now, and like, I know I'm not supposed to, but like, do you think it would be all right? Like, if I smoke some marijuana, like, over all the other things.
I would. I
You
would.
wouldn't recommend it, but like, if they told you they was gonna do it anyway, like,
I wouldn't recommend it. That's what therapy is for. And this is why I'm trying to push the stigma of mental health in our Black and Brown
for
communities,
sure.
because you going to weed is let's just take it for context. You going to weed because you're feeling some type of way. That's self
Right.
medication.
Yes.
And for people that want to make marijuana legal federally, that's not a good look, because that's self medication. You're putting chemicals in your bodies, whether it's organic or natural, whatever. That's not a good look for that. And that's one of my arguments against marijuana.
Right.
But come to me, I will not recommend. Let's find other coping skills, other strategies. And that's the thing that people don't realize. Seeing a therapist can do more than what marijuana can do. That we can come up with coping strategies, we come up with coping skills, we come up with other resources, so you don't have to go to marijuana. That's why I push, and I'm trying to find ways to push this. Let's do therapy first.
Yeah.
Therapy can help you with that anxiety. Therapy can help you with that depression or whatever. If it's severe psychotic, mental health issues, therapy can help first before you go to that. There may be sometimes, if it's not the Olympics, all right, but let's look at CBD oil if you're really not trying to move.
Right.
So I wouldn't have recommended. I
Yeah.
believe, you do therapy first, and I wouldn't recommend it. But you don't say I would. This is my opinion. I actually had one opinion until I heard another side, and I was like, wow, that's actually true.
Okay.
I felt that, I'm against marijuana. The penalty was stiff, man.
Yeah.
Maybe because I was really wanting to see her race. So I'm like, yo, it's her first offense. Can she get in with
I think that I know exactly what
weeks?
you said.
Like
Like,
two,
yo,
2 weeks is her first
don't
offense.
even make this thing public. It shouldn't even have leaked. Like, we shouldn't even have ever. Yo, she gets the positive test back. You got to protect this girl. This is
Yeah.
like the biggest show in the Olympics. So if I'm the guys at the USDA, I'm crumpling that paper up. I'm telling her, hey, come back to me in a week. Come back to me. When did you smoke? Like, talk to this girl. When did you
We
smoke?
don't we don't want that, because that
No, but I'm saying, like, what happened? What's going on? Like, find out, why would you do this? That,
yeah.
like, you gotta understand. Like, yo, she knows. She said she knew. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, she had to really have been going through something, bro. She acknowledged that I knew what was wrong. Like, I just did. Like, she went to it. That's what she did. And like, yo, stupid, smart, don't call it what you wanted. That's what she was at. She put everything on the line to get out of that mental state that she was in that moment.
I agree. Rules are rules, so I do agree with that. I just feel like the penalty was just so stiff, and so this is what I said. I'm saying, like, yo, at the end of the day, can science prove if certain amount of marijuana THC is in your body, can you run a straight line? And I would think, maybe I'm being biased because I want to see her race, that she should be fine. But I was listening to two other gentlemen, and they made a good point, and they said, well, I don't want somebody, just like drinking under the influence. I don't want somebody under the influence throwing a javelin. I don't want somebody in the
True,
influence doing the pole vault. And they
true.
gave all these scenarios. I was like, wow. And then when I thought about it, you can't
Then
just
drug test the javelin people.
but no,
Drug
no,
test
no,
the
no,
freaking shot putters.
this is what I'm
Go
saying.
drug test a girl who running 100
No,
meters.
this is what I'm saying. You because it's all under one umbrella, you can't just say,
Right.
oh, you can go because you run, and they do that, and I'm like,
Right.
"Dang." I was like, "You know what?"
They should do that though, but that's what I'm saying. Like they should. If you hurdle, like if you're a hurdler, yeah, we don't want a hurdler out there high because it's a liability to them. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like a girl who's just running straight ahead, bro. Like, come
Yeah,
on.
and that's what I was under the impression, like, yo, like she's a single event. It ain't like football's a contact sport. It ain't like, but then they said that I was like, no, what? That's true. You can't just let her get a pass when she's still under the Olympic
Right.
just like everything else. I was like,
That's what I'm saying. I'm not even saying let her get a pass, bro. I'm telling you, like, yo,
they
crumple
should
that
put,
paper up that says she's positive and
we
say,
don't want
come
that.
back
We
in
want
2 weeks.
everybody
Come back.
because
No, I'm
that's what
telling come
Twitter
back
do.
in 2 weeks.
That's what
And
I
then
said.
if you piss dirty the next time, then I gotta submit it. But we'll tell everybody in the public that you said saw you come in here, that it was a scheduling conflict. We actually meant to have Carrie Richardson come through, not Sha'Carri. And then that's it. And you come back.
Why couldn't they give her 2 weeks, man? It's her first offense.
That's what I'm saying, yo. Come
Give her
back and
2
then
weeks.
pee clean the next time you walk through this door, or I can't do nothing for you.
And I don't understand why they couldn't give her 2 weeks, man. It's her
Yeah,
first.
man. It's frustrating, yo. But she was
She's
at the. I'm gonna bring that right into the news, yo. We're gonna that's it for Express Yourself. And I'm gonna bring it right into the news. What's popping? The ESPYS was last night. Sha'Carri was there, looking stunning. Um, among others, the newest thing. Her whole life done changed. This little girl, Zayla Avant-Garde. She, if you don't know her, she's an I believe seventh grader. Yeah, seventh grader.
13.
Yeah, 13-year-old seventh grader. She's a three-time Guinness Book of World Record holder for dribbling basketballs, and she's a top recruit in her age group as a female basketball player. And not to mention, she's now the winner of the Scripps National Spelling Bee. She won on a what is it called? Maria. I said, oh, Maria. She spelled it out, but like Maria. She said Murra. I was like, oh, and then she did her little spin. Shout to Zayla, man. She is awesome, incredible black girl magic. Shout out to all of them.
The B right there.
Yeah, man. But speaking of black girls, this is why I wanted to bring this up.
And bonus, she did something else too.
Oh yeah, what else did she do?
You did say right. You said the Guinness Book of World Records.
Yeah. She for most basketballs, she dribbled 6 basketballs simultaneously for a minute straight. Like, are you kidding me? What did I was whack as a 13-year-old.
Three different records.
We ain't do nothing, bro. We didn't do nothing. We won't shit when we were little. We didn't do nothing. Oh, we will play a little football. Oh, y'all can catch a football. Okay. Can you catch 6?
I rode my bike. I went swimming.
Can you? Oh, you can dribble basketball. Y'all play at your little Broadview Rogers Park. Can you dribble 6 basketballs at the same time? Nope. I can't even dribble 2. She was juggling basketballs and tennis ball. Like, she's nice, man. She's nice. Yeah. But speaking of black girl magic, all the black girls showed up out there at the ESPYs last night, looking stunning. Naomi Osaka made one of her first public appearances last night after stepping away for mental health reasons away from tennis. She dropped out of the French Open, if you guys don't remember, and also declined to attend Wimbledon, which is just finishing up now. For mental health reasons, she wanted to clear up. This is her first real time out. I don't think she made any comments, but she did come out and everything like that. And it's good to see her with a smile on her face and back out here. Robin Roberts was there. Maya Moore, did you hear Maya Moore's speech? She was there with her now husband, who she helped get out of prison. I think we talked about that on the show too, at one of the episodes, how she helped get her husband now out of prison he was wrongly convicted of like a crime. He was in prison for like 20 years. She met him when she was in high school. Huh?
How do you fall in love with the dude that you
Yo, he must have been a great dude, yo. I mean, he looks like a good guy. But that's what I'm saying. Like, yo, she met him on I think it was a high school trip or something like that, or a college trip. Something happened where she went on a trip to this prison, met this dude. They stayed in touch, and she eventually left the WNBA to help get him out. Yeah. And now this is what she does now. She's like trying to get fix wrongful convictions, man. So shout out to Maya Moore as well. And I want to shout out to UConn women's basketball star Paige Beckers, who won and she accepted an award. She won an award but dedicated the award to Black women. She's a white woman, Paige Beckers, white, and she talked about how basketball is a Black dominated sport and Black women don't get the recognition that they deserve. So shout out to Paige for that. Shout out to all the Black women out there. And this is dope that they had that going on. It was big black girl magic at the ESPYs last night.
That's dope.
Now I hate to pivot from all that to this, but they let Bill Cosby out of jail because of a clerical error or
Do we
something like
hate
that.
it or what's your stance on it? I don't know if I don't know who's lying. I can't
Listen,
tell who's
so
lying.
the prosecutors fucked this up, for lack of a better word, right? Now, and they've since made some comments like it's oh man, it's
I know who's
crazy.
lying. Do you think Bill did it or what?
Yo, I think Bill Cosby was a powerful man at a time where women couldn't come out against powerful men. And I think that the whole thing just dropped down on him. And I
Thing
think that
though,
that's what it is.
Cash.
So I think that he did do it. But I also think that the
We got to
prosecutors
keep in
fucked this
mind
up.
they definitely messed it up. But we also got to keep in mind this was what 30, 40 years
30,
ago.
40 years ago.
So times were different. So this happened, right? So this happened during then. But the same people the same women that accused him kept going back.
Right.
So if how let me ask you this: how many people that you feel that has been, the R word went back to their um
To their abuser. It
yeah to
doesn't it
abuse?
doesn't happen often.
And they
I could tell you that from my experience just through doing events with women who talk about that, those event things like that. Like I did an event at Southern, I remember when I was there, called Take Back the Night.
I'm talking
I
about
could
those.
tell you that these people don't go back, yeah,
I'm talking
to
about those
that.
that have a choice. I'm not talking about the ones that don't have a choice whether they live with that person,
Right, right.
they see this person. I'm talking about ones that have a choice that don't live.
Yeah, like if that happens to you, okay, you don't say anything, but why go back?
Go back more than two times.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying? So I
yeah,
don't. I
it's
just
questionable. It's questionable.
really don't know
But
who.
then it's like yo, you get into murky waters when you start questioning these women because you have to understand like the impact of them to come out about this. Like and now, yes, they like what were these women even really seeking from him, and what did they get? They didn't even get anything out of this. So
Mhm.
I could see if they were like looking for money and stuff like that, but none of them even wanted anything from him. They just wanted him to go to jail.
They went through
And I
civil
think that's just I think that's just the times right now.
They went through civil suits. There was money on the table.
Well, yeah, because it's Bill Cosby, but I don't think that they were seeking it. I think that I think you got to pay your lawyers and shit, so they're gonna always fight to get you money.
And money. But for me, I wrestle with it. I don't know who's telling the truth, and it's disgusting that we have a society in a world where people just lie. And
Yeah,
I feel really hurt and torn for those that are actual victims. And it's hard for them to come forward. And we just live in this. It's just sad, man. So just I don't understand why people need to lie, man.
I just don't understand how the state of Pennsylvania can ever
Yeah, they messed that up, man.
live this down. Like this is bad.
Messed that up. Some people might say, "Yo, it's harmless." And listen, they told him he had to do a program, and you know how the court system works.
Yeah,
Do the program, and then you'll be good. And they wanted him to do a program. He said no, so that's going to make it harder for him.
yeah.
And
If you say no to the program, but that's another thing. If you say no to the programs and you did do that shit, then you probably didn't do that shit.
if
I don't know. You know what I mean? That's
he risked a lot by not. I guarantee you, if he did that program,
you would have been out by now.
he would have been out.
Yeah,
But said
like no, out and clear.
he
He's
said
out and clear now, but I mean,
he,
it worked out for
yeah,
him.
he said no. He didn't want to do the program because he didn't do anything. So that also tells me like, yo, he could be telling the truth, but at the same time, a lot of perpetrators they lie. So
Yeah, man, exactly. Like we don't know whose side is really on. I guess
I really
we'll
don't
never
have
know.
an indication on that. And my heart is out to those that actual are telling the truth, and
Yeah,
give me and God, please be with them.
for real. Shot. Yeah, for sure, for sure. So moving on. Uh, yo, I was asking about the show. Did you hear about what's going on now? There's been all over the country since Donald Trump lost. There's been all these states now trying to put these voter suppression laws in place, right?
Hmm.
All these restrictive voter suppression laws. Texas is the latest one. They're Democrats in the state house in Texas not having it. 51 of the 67 of them left and flew out of Texas. and that what on the day, this is the day they were supposed to vote for this Republican legislature. They
Mm-hmm.
flew out of there, and because it was really like they've been trying to
So
fight back the right way,
what
but
happens when
now if they're
they fly
not
out?
there, they can't vote.
What happens when they fly out? That means they have to hold
They
the.
can't do the vote.
Okay, all right,
And
good.
now, and what they're trying to do is now they can't do the vote, but it was happening in Texas, so they want to bring national attention to it. So they
Yeah.
flew from Texas to DC to meet with the senators and just kind of they want to make this national news because outrage, these that's what these states have their own laws, bro, and that's what they'll try to do. They try to push these things through like this. They already done it in Georgia. They've already done it in Florida, and they're in other states too, other Republican states that really have no threat. Like they've been long-standing Republican states, no threat of overturn. But they saw that Georgia flipped, and now Georgia still has a Republican governor, so he put all this stuff into place. So they're just trying to really like keep. They're messing with the times. They're messing with the locations. They're messing with all these little things. It goes back to the times, Jamel, when back in the day they were like, oh, black people can't vote because they're uneducated but illiterate. When they were keeping us from being in their schools to get educated and learn how to read. You
Mm-hmm.
understand what I'm saying? Like this is the time it's going back to. They're saying that like, oh, if you have two jobs and you can't get out of work to by 5 o'clock, or you can't take the day off of work to get to a voting booth by 5 o'clock, then you shouldn't be voting anyway. That they're making it like, but that's not how it should be. The Constitution says that everybody should have a right to vote, and they constantly, all these states keep trying to throw all these loopholes in to make it more difficult for everybody to vote, no matter what your education, color, creed, whatever. They're making it more difficult, and that's not all right. So shout to the Texas Democrats for standing up and doing something about it.
Um, I was reading. I just went to read something. It says in 2018, black males accounted for 34% of total male prison population. Are they're black? 34% of male. I mean, is that not enough?
Right?
It's like, is that not enough? Like, they've already made so many ways to suppress, oppress, whatever you want to say,
Any word you want to use.
to not let the lower or minority class vote, um or like already with so many items already. So like it kills me, man. It kills me. It's like a big baby. Something don't go their way, and now they want to just create. The baby that's spoiled. The baby knows it won't go their way, so let me do this because eventually I can get it, back to my side. It's ridiculous, man. Like, cut it out, man. You already so many minorities already can't vote because of the racial the racist systemic system we live in. Um,
Yeah, man.
people can't vote that are minorities already. Like, why? Like, you guys lost. You guys
It's
lost.
all over there. It's all over a fraudulent, like they are like all over. Just like
The thing
it's
is,
crazy.
they lost. They brought it. They got their wish and brought it to court over 50 times.
It lost every time.
Over 50 times. The judges said there's no evidence. Like,
Like they
what?
wouldn't even take him in court anymore. Like
Listen,
Giuliani kept trying to bring it to court even after that, and they wouldn't even accept his like he was
um,
trying to put in like these things, and they wouldn't even take him anymore.
they got more choices than an innocent man has to appeal a death penalty. They got more chances than an innocent male has or woman has to appeal a death penalty.
Exactly.
They
It's
have
crazy.
more chances to show, like, how do you even get that many chances? Because if I did something in the system that was fraudulent or whatever, I'm not getting chances like that.
Yeah,
50?
man. Not
50 times
exactly.
in front of a judge
I
more?
can't believe they got away with that.
Like, come on, man. And yet they really, but it's so psychotic because they keep going back to prove something that's not there, man.
Yeah, for real, man. It's crazy. Yo, yeah, man. So shout to the Texas Democrats for that. Yo, the NBA finals are underway. Who do you have? Bucks
No,
from Milwaukee,
anybody.
Phoenix from the Suns. Who do you have?
I don't have anybody. I don't know.
You don't have anybody. You don't even care.
I don't know.
Yo,
Just
you Lakers fans, man. You guys are so different, yo.
How? I just don't know who's gonna win.
No, because you guys are so hurt that your team is not in it.
It's
Y'all
not
can't take
that.
1 year of not being great.
It's not that. I really just don't know who's gonna win. Like I think this is the first time we had two teams that don't have a super team that
Right,
are in the finals, and
right.
I really like Giannis,
First
and
time in a long time.
yeah, I really love CP3. I want CP3 to win. The Suns look like they're gonna win, but I'm not counting the Bucks out, and I want Giannis to win. So I'm at a stands. Like I really don't know who. I don't know who's gonna win, and I don't know who I want to win.
I'm going Suns. I
I'm just
like I
watching.
like I like the Suns because you know why I say Suns? I say Suns and I originally I said Suns in 6. Now I'm saying Suns in 7. Reason being, I think this is going to be a home and home type series. Like whoever's home is going to win, and by default, the Suns have that game 7 at home, and I think they win a game 7 at home.
Giannis been putting up numbers.
Yo, 40 twice in the finals. He's
Yeah.
been balling, man. Series is 2-1 right now. By the time we back to y'all, it'll be over. So my prediction is Suns. Jamel don't know. That's what I'm calling. Yeah, man. So that's gonna be good, yo. The USA basketball just got to Vegas too. They're practicing, getting ready to start their exhibition games as well. So
They just lost to Nigeria. A
yeah, right.
bunch of role players.
You right? Ain't that something?
Uh-huh. Bron,
To,
where are you, Bron? Get over there. Get on the squad.
he ain't gonna do it.
Get up there. Stop playing games.
They still missing Middleton, Booker, and Drew Holiday, who are obviously playing now. Giannis is gonna join the Greek team when he's done. So those are the Olympians that are in the finals right now. Tokyo Olympics, speaking of, they're not going to have any fans because of this rise in COVID and the threat of the variant. What is it, Delta something? I don't
Something
even know. I mean, I'm mad. I sit here in front of my computer, not even typing it.
like that. But you say variant because I'm
That's
just
what they
watching.
said. It's like they're calling it a variant.
I never
Yeah,
really,
Delta. That's what it is. COVID variant Delta.
never really heard that word variant until I started watching Loki.
Yo, that's what I'm saying. And yo, shout to Loki. That's one of my what to watches. We're
So
gonna
it's
get right
Loki.
into that. Yeah, we're gonna get right into that after this. But yeah, yo, yeah. So that's why they were planning to have some fans at the Olympics in Tokyo and then throughout their sites all over Japan. But now they're not gonna have any. It's just gonna be athletes and medical personnel and limited coaches and stuff like that for their events, and it's not going to be much mingling. They're really trying to keep this thing safe and keep the numbers down. So uh, I'm still on the fence on whether I watch it. I might just only watch the basketball and
Oh,
maybe the gymnastics because I love Simone Biles.
who's the other one that was killing over there before Simone came and took away the shot?
Gabby Douglas.
What happened to Gabby Douglas?
I think she's still on the team, but Simone just win everything. Nobody even knows who's on the team anymore. She just wins everything.
Dang, man, Gabby was doing her thing.
She got her own flip now. Like, yo, it's crazy. It's crazy. So yeah, man, moving on. That's it for the news. Moving on to what to watch. I got a few what to watches for you. Okay. My first what to watch is gonna be, as I said, Loki. If you haven't watched it yet, you need to watch it now. Outstanding show. Another one from the MCU. You guys know I'm a semi big nerd when it comes to all that stuff. I've chronicled the Marvel series in all of the ways you could do it. I've watched them all in chronological order of the way that they take place in the Marvel universe, as well as all their parent shows. It's not all their parent shows, their sister shows like Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Daredevil, and the Iron Fist. I've watched the Agent show. I've watched all of them, all those Marvel sub shows, all of them. I love all of them.
I thought I was the only one to watch Agents of Shield.
Yo, Agents of Shield is fire.
It is, man. It
so
is.
fire.
Jessica Jones too.
Who knew that? Like I was like, yo, I was like, why would the show be good? But it's so good.
Nah, it is. I loved it, man.
Yeah, man. So yeah, watch that. My second what to watch is it's coming out this Friday. And if you don't have HBO Max, you should have it by now because I've been telling y'all. And I told y'all when they announced that they were going to be releasing all Universal's movies this year, when they announced it last year, get an HBO Max account. You need to have it because Space Jam is coming out. Space Jam 2. Shout out to LeBron, a new legacy. It's finally here. You know, he's been making the movie for, it seems like 10 years, but it's finally done. AD's in it, Dame's in it. I think Chennai is in it too, right? Is Chennai in it?
I don't know,
I
man.
think Chene Ogumuke is in there. All these girls, like all these people are in it. It looks like a great film, continuing the legacy to hold it down. The top league, the top player in the league has to do a Space Jam. I stand behind that. Like I can't wait till like another 20 years or something like that. Yeah, like Zion does his Space Jam or something,
Hmm.
or somebody does it. Who knows who's gonna be the best in like 10 years from now?
Whoever is well liked by the majority, that's who.
That's who it'll be. Exactly. So that's my second, or that's my, what is it? Yeah, that's my second one. Oh, my third one. This weekend, this Sunday, Power, Power Book, Raising Canaan. This is the story of 50 Cent's character in the show Power, who his name is Canaan. This is how he came up, how he got into the game. They're taking it back to the early 90s, how he got into the hustle, how he got into the game. You see how Canaan was born. If you watch the show, you know how ruthless of an animal's character that Canaan is. This dude killed his own cousin in the show. Spoiler alert.
Wow.
He's ruthless. He killed his own cousin. He killed his own son. He's ruthless in that show.
He killed his own
Ruthless. He
and
killed his own son because his son chose Ghost's side over him.
wow, that's crazy.
Crazy, yo.
I
Crazy.
thought Ghost was the gangster one.
Ghost is Kanan is who brought Ghost and Tommy into the game. When the show starts, Kanan is locked up. He's like the very first immediate threat to Ghost and Tommy. It's like he gets out of prison and they set him up.
Wow.
And he knows it.
Wow, that's crazy.
But he don't tell them that they know. Like they don't know. He knows it, but they don't know that he knows. But they think he knows. It's crazy. Like he was supposed to do 20 years, he ends up getting out. It's crazy. So yeah, watch Power if you haven't. Run through that series all week. It's 6 seasons. You got plenty of time. And then right after that, get into Power Book. This is Power Book 2. Or excuse me, Power Book 3, Raising Canaan. Those are my three. Loki, Space Jam 2, Power Book 3, Raising Canaan. Those are my what to watches. Moving on to the final segment of the show. And my personal favorite, I know Jamel loves it as well. Stay woke.
Stay well.
Yes. Now, stay woke. Listen, we're talking about COVID. We were just talking about COVID and how it's coming back and starting to hit the Olympics and affect that. It doesn't seem to be affecting anything in Europe or even here. I mean, NFL said they're going full capacity, no restrictions, really. Like, you don't got to wear a mask in the stadiums anymore. NBA is, they're full capacity in Milwaukee. It looks like full capacity in Arizona. Well, I was just in Arizona. That's a state that COVID does not even exist or never had. There's no restrictions there.
You know, when I was in Utah in March, they wasn't wearing masks.
Yeah, it's crazy. They don't care out there. There's no restrictions out west, or except for like California, really, or any of the liberal areas.
No, the Midwest don't.
Yeah, it's wild right now. They're the guards are down. It's just I think that is contributing as well. People are starting to travel again. People are starting to move around. Like that's contributing to the confusion, and that's really what I want to talk about. I want to talk about, and that's one of the things I want to talk about, the confusion with this whole thing of like where we at. Like Connecticut is about to drop guard too. Like the mask mandates have dropped. A lot of places some places are still requiring you to wear them inside. Some aren't. Some people, it's like you're on the fence. I really feel like it's coming down to like personal belief, political belief, like, and this is becoming a conversation I don't think people are having. It's becoming another thing to divide us again.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel that way?
I don't know, man. I just know it seems like the guidelines are really lax. I see everybody not wearing a mask, going to grocery store, gas.
I'm the only one in the grocery store with a mask on. I look weird now.
Mask, and I feel like sometimes I do it, and I'm hesitating, thinking like, yo, do I put my mask on? Like, it don't feel right. It just feels weird.
Yeah.
It feels very weird, and it's like I don't know. Are we 100% out of it?
Yeah. I'm
like,
not one of those people who ever felt like, yo, COVID wasn't real. Like I know it was real. I know people who have passed from it. I know that this shit is real. I know people in my family that have had it and have felt the effects, bounce back, and all that stuff like that. So I know it's real. What I don't know is, like this vaccine, the effectiveness of it. Like I know people that I've been seeing people in the vaccine who've had it, gotten it again. got the vaccine and have no, I know people got the vaccine and have died,
It's,
and they're
should,
not. That's supposed to be what it's keeping you from.
should keep track of that number. I think it's at 6,000.
Yeah, and that's concerning as well. Like, because it's not even just dying. Like, there's other health complications that people are experiencing from COVID, like COVID related things.
Hmm.
And I don't. That's just like I don't know. That's another conversation. Is like the vaccines. Like they're pushing it so hard. Like they're pushing it so hard that like I've been afraid to say this out loud because people and I'm not afraid to say nothing, but people are sensitive about this stuff. But my takes on the vaccine, I still have not gotten it. I do not plan on getting it, and I don't trust. It's not even that I like it's just like my history. It ain't even really what the government has done to me specifically. I have seen too much over time to know that they don't give shit away for free.
Hmm.
Is if they're giving something away for free, I just don't know.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know. It's like it's hard for us to believe. Like it's not on us. I really feel like it's on the powers that be. They've done enough to make us lose their trust to the degree that we will risk our lives to not take what they're giving us for free.
Yeah.
And I'm cool with that. Like I'll take the cure. Like when they get a COVID cure, holla at me.
Yeah.
Like so if I get that shit, I could just go to CVS or order that shit on like some app that brings it to my door, and I just get like my script or whatever, and then it just comes, and then I boom boom, and I'm done with it. Dunzo. I take my COVID pills, I quarantine or whatever for like a week, and then it's like you'll be good. That's what I want. I don't want a shot of a COVID cocktail that is injecting COVID inside of me. That they're like, oh, it's so your body gets used to it. But I'm like, yo, this shit is destroying people's respiratory systems.
Yeah.
Their hearts are being affected from it. All these different things. And like I've seen people take the vaccine and they be out cold. People leaving work, fainting at work and shit like that. Like it's crazy.
New technology that they're putting in you, not just. I mean, it's old technology, but it's like a new way of like. I don't think it's just like liquid. It's weird. I don't know. But it's weird, man. It's coming to summer. It's weird seeing people with no mask still have masks. I don't know what to come up with all this. I don't know what to think. Um, it's just man. It's almost. I feel even as things are appear to be getting better, like we all have some type of post COVID traumatic stress, and
Yeah,
it's we all think like at least for me, I'm thinking about I'm like yo like we really just I think it's getting better. I'm sitting around looking like wow we really just went through that and that's gonna be on my mind for forever. Like we had to wear masks. Um, it was real, um, but just so many skepticism behind it. It's just weird in the summer, man.
yeah.
I don't know what's really going on.
Yo, that's what I'm saying. And it's just like you said, the looseness.
Hmm.
And that's where the confusion is coming from. And then like, yo, so it's wild. I had tweeted a while ago, right? I said it's funny. Like I'm sitting at work now, and I still wear my mask because I told you, like, I'm not getting the vaccine. So like now we're like pariahs.
Yeah,
These people that don't get the vaccine for my own personal beliefs.
yeah.
I'm not putting anybody else at risk. I don't feel like now because if y'all got the vaccine and that shit working how they say it does, then I'm not putting anybody at risk except for myself.
Exactly.
That's the way I look at it, and that's none of anybody else's business but mine. So now these people that were afraid to even walk foot in the office or come close enough to me to take something from my hand, now these people are looking at me coming in brazenly maskless and looking at me like, "Oh, why do you have your mask on? Like we still have to wear masks." Like I
Yeah.
get it. We were all sick of it, dude. Like we all wanted it to be
Are
done.
we supposed to still wear masks though?
That's what I'm saying. People are acting like you're not supposed to even wear them anymore, and I'm just like, I get uncomfortable around these people still.
Yeah.
Like, there's like if I'm around like my
Like,
homies and like a couple people, like I'm straight, but like I'm still not a big crowd guy.
vaccine is not a cure.
Yeah, I'm still not a big crowd guy when it comes to these COVID things. Like I still feel relatively uncomfortable. I need my space in
Yeah.
my space.
Yeah.
It's wild, man. It's wild. So I'm just like, I'm hoping that something comes to fruition. I'm hoping for a little bit of clarity in the months to come. Like just go all the way off, or you know, or we're still on, or whatever. Like I don't think they're gonna ever be able to like quarantine or lock down or do anything like that. Add more. They're never be able to bring these restrictions back.
I
I
don't know.
think the only thing they can do is like restrict people from these like sporting events and stuff like that. But I just don't see how they're gonna be able to do it anymore. Like in restaurants and everything, like they're not gonna be able to do it. People aren't gonna do it.
Maybe we'll see. 50 years from now, I don't know.
Yeah.
80 years from now, who knows?
Oh yeah, man. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. But yo, that's all I got. You got anything else on this topic?
No, I'm good, man. I think we touched upon what we wanted to touch upon.
Straight up.
Um, we got to the point where we wanted to get to, and anybody else, please, chime in, leave comments.
Seriously. Let me know. You know what I'm saying? That's all I gotta say. Wash your hands, be a clean person, still try to socially distance, uh, and take this thing seriously. We're not out the woods yet. We're getting there, but we're not out the woods yet. And most importantly, to take the vaccine if you want to, don't take it if you don't want to. Do what you want to do.
Hmm.
That's my message. Stay woke.
Hmm.
Jamel, that's all I got. So you can take us out, man. Pray for me.
Yes. Father God, thank you so much for this day, this night, whenever you listen to this. Father God, just thank you so much for everything you've done. We ask that you just continue to be with us. Help us as a country, as a world to um, have positive progress and do better. And do better with you, Father God. Um, Help us with any greed or selfishness that's in this world. Father God, families that lost someone, lies and victims, just be with them, Father God. Help us be um, the best version you need us to be. Um, if we're slacking or lacking in our faith, whatever it is, please, Father God, use whomever you need to use, so we can do better. Be with us. Thank you. In Jesus' name, pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen. That's it for episode 81 of the Control Chaos Show. I am Cash Walker, and that is Jamel the Man Farmer. We will be back next time. Holla.
Peace.